In 1943, a U.S. military airfield in New Mexico suddenly burst into flames. Hangars, barracks, vehicles gone within minutes. The cause? Thousands of napalm-armed bats that escaped from a top-secret experiment. This is the story of one of the strangest weapons ever conceived, and how the idea of a small-town dentist almost changed World War II.
December 1941. Dr. Lytle S, a dentist from Pennsylvania, had just returned from visiting Carlsbad Caverns. He'd watched millions of Mexican free-tailed bats pour out of the cave at dusk, a living cloud of wings. A week later, Pearl Harbor was attacked. And Adams had an idea that sounded insane, but also disturbingly brilliant. What if America used bats as weapons? His logic was simple. Japanese cities were overwhelmingly built from wood and paper. Bats naturally search for dark, hidden spaces, attics, rooftops, storage rooms. And one bat could carry a tiny incendiary device. One bat equals one fire. 1,000 bats, 1,000 fires.
President Roosevelt approved the idea. Projectxray was born, funded with millions of dollars. Napalm's inventor, chemist Louis Fieser, designed a 17-gram incendiary charge with a 30-minute delayed fuse. Light enough for a bat, deadly enough to burn a building. Technicians attached the explosives to the bat's chest using surgical clips. Thousands of bats were placed into hibernation and packed into large aerodynamic casings. The plan was straightforward. A bomber would drop the casing from 1,000 feet. A parachute would deploy. As the casing descended, it would open, releasing more than 1,000 hibernating bats. When they warmed up, the bats would fly off in every direction, instinctively seeking dark hiding places. 30 minutes later, a city would erupt into hundreds of simultaneous fires. One bomber equaled over 1,000 ignition points. In May 1943, testing began. Thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats were collected from Carlsbad Caverns, and the Army Air Corps built a special holding facility at Carlsbad Army Airfield. But there was a problem. Some of the armed bats escaped. They flew into a hangar, into the barracks, under vehicles, even into a general's official car.
Not my car!
30 minutes later, the base was on fire. The very weapon they were testing burned down their own military installation. Ironically, the accident proved the concept worked too well. Military analysis later showed that pound for pound, bat bombs could start 4 to 5 times more fires than traditional incendiaries. They were, by pure destructive efficiency, one of the most effective incendiary weapons ever tested. In October 1943, the Navy took over the project, officially naming it projectxray. Testing continued, and results remained promising. But another project was advancing even faster: the Manhattan Project. Bat bombs wouldn't be ready until mid-1945. Atomic bombs would be ready by July. In August 1945, 2 atomic bombs fell on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. World War II ended, and projectxray was quietly canceled, never used in combat. Yet military estimates remained striking. Bat bombs could have destroyed a wider swath of urban area than a single atomic bomb, with no radiation, far less cost, and far less long-term devastation. A terrifying alternate history that never came to be. Today, millions of bats still emerge from Carlsbad Caverns every evening, creating one of nature's great spectacles. Tourists watch in awe. Few realize that 80 years ago, the ancestors of those bats nearly rewrote the course of World War II. Project X-ray remains one of the history's strangest weapons, and one of the most effective ideas the military never deployed. As always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Small Story, and I am really smart. Until next time, farewell.